Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. So today I had an idea of what my first episode I was going to record was all about. Until I found myself running around from going to my kids' school because there was a talent show that I just found out about last night that parents were able to go and that my son actually made it in. Anyways, and I'm, running here and there. And I know I only have about an hour before my husband and the kids come home. And I'm just like, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Maybe you can relate. Anyways, what I found myself doing was slowing down and just breathing. I kind of do it automatically sometimes. Sometimes I forget. Because actually my son the one time's like, when I get upset, I take some deep breaths. But sometimes I forget. And isn't that the truth? Sometimes we're just going, so busy that we forget to breathe, like nice deep breaths. Because obviously we're breathing, we're still alive. But I mean like good, solid, deep breathing. And lately I've actually been working on things myself personally, just physically wise and like mentally wise. And I'm actually going to be talking about that in another episode, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But I'm calling it a personal health week. Anyway, so I've been doing things. So I've been breathing before eating, like just getting centered and calm. And I do a lot of breathing. But what I found was as I'm running around and like, do I have time to do this? This is my plan. And, just trying to find my center. I was like automatically into breathing mode. And I decided today that I'd share that reminder with you. So whatever you're doing right now, even if you're driving, this is a fun thing. You can even do this while you're driving. It's not like a meditation that I might just throw in sometimes. And you need to like not do meditations when you're driving, unless it's an active one, I suppose. Anyways, so just wherever you are today, sitting, standing, doing the dishes, driving, working, just sit where you are or stand where you are. Just be where you are and take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. 2 more times. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. 1 more time. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Let it all out. Whatever's going on today, just let it all out. And just see if something's changed. And me just doing this podcast episode and just sharing that with you, I feel lighter. I feel just centered and more at peace. And hopefully you do too. Sometimes all we need to do is stop and be more present with our breathing. Just slow it down and take some deep breaths. Now there's tons of techniques out there. There's, I think it's called the square breathing, where you inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4 before you breathe in again. And you can do that for a minute. There's so many techniques out there. And then I teach Ashtanga yoga, and we actually focus on the Ujjayi breathing, which is breathing in and out your nose. So you're keeping your mouth closed as long as you're not pregnant or have any heart issues. And low blood pressure or high blood pressure. Like low, I think, is okay. Low can sometimes be okay, but high is like you keep your mouth open, and especially when you're breathing, and also when you're pregnant, because it heats up your body. So it's actually really good for yoga. But it also can center you in that moment, keep you in the moment of doing all the asanas as well. And it actually sounds like a wave or Darth Vader in your mouth or in your throat, really. So anyways, I'm not going to go into that, but just different breathing for different things. But here's the thing. You just did 3 deep breaths in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. That's all you need. Like you can use other things, and I'm not knocking any of the other breathing. There is definitely breathing for all sorts of things. And like I just said, with the one for the Ujjayi breathing, where it keeps your body warm and it really helps you move through the poses and the postures. And so that's needed. But when you're stressed, you might not be able to remember everything. I even find like my kids know like the roller coaster breathing, where you take your finger and you trace your finger with like your opposite hand through the fingers, and it's kind of like roller coaster breathing, right? Like up and down, up and down. I've done it at the ocean where I'm just sitting there and I breathe in when the wave comes in and exhale when the wave goes out. So it can really be anything. There's, depending on what you're doing, there's no right or wrong, right? Like if there's something like, there's certain techniques, obviously. And I've learned so much through my yoga teacher training of different breathing techniques. But when it comes to stress, the most important thing to remember is just be in that moment and connect to your breath. Inhale and exhale. And one of the cool things is like I inhale love and exhale stress. Or you can do one of the ones that I've done for meditating, and I have shared this on one of the episodes, is you can inhale and go let and exhale go. So it's whatever works for you. But what I want to share here with you is there's no right or wrong. As long as you're breathing, and if you're alive, you are breathing. But anyways, but it's really connecting to your breath. And like I said, I could go on an episode and probably talk for an hour on all the different types of breathing there is out there. But today, if you're feeling maybe a little stressed, like you're being pulled in every direction, or you just don't have a moment to stop and slow down, and you just feel like you're constantly going. Because let me tell you, I have some emails to get back to. I have all these things, and I was like, and I was like, no, let's just breathe. It's in that moment of breathing that I was able to center and do a podcast episode for you. Because there's a whole lot of things going on in my life, and we can't control that. Like, yes, we can say no to things, and we can, say yes to the things that light us up. But the thing is, life is happening, and things pop up in our life that we did not see coming. And that's kind of part of the way it is, right? We have these things show up, and we sometimes just have to detour or kind of course correct. Like when I found out yesterday afternoon that my son was in the talent show and that parents were welcome, I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'm rescheduling, I guess I'm moving my schedule around because I wanted to be there for my son. Like that's a mommy moment that I want to be there because I've been practicing with him right from the get-go before he even signed up for the talent show, where he heard about it and we're like, well, let's start practicing. Because fun fact, he wasn't doing this talent before the talent show. So he decided to do, because I feel like I should share, because you're like, what did he do? The bucket drum. So he doesn't actually play an instrument. My oldest does, but my son doesn't. And but he decided he was going to. So he wanted to play the bucket drums. I'm like, okay. I'm like, we got buckets. And I got him some drumsticks. And thank goodness for YouTube and some wonderful people on there sharing some different things. And then I created sheet music for it and had him practice. So anyways, it's been this beautiful journey with my son and I together. So I would never have missed it for the world. However, it was like a last minute discovery. So anyways, life sometimes, or most of the time really, is constantly moving and changing around you, and it's adapting to that. And I'm actually going to be talking all about change in a minute in another episode as well. I have a lot to share and talk about. But today because I felt stressed out before getting on here, and I was like pulled here and pulled there, I normally don't record after I've left the house because I really, I'll do my yoga practice and I'll meditate and I'll tap and different things like that. My day's different. I don't really interact with people on my days I record. So throwing in, an outing before recording and coming back going, right, I'm going back to work now. And finding a different mindset was a little challenging. And also then knowing that I only have a couple hours, I'm like, oh, right, there goes 2 hours that I didn't get to do it. So again, not the greatest mindset, right? Going in, it's like, oh, I just lost 2 hours. So it's just like, So again, just get grounded into your breathing. Sit cross-legged outside, or just wherever you are. I prefer to sit, but I was actually breathing while I was setting this up. And like I said, I had a different idea what this episode was going to be all about. And I have more coming down the pipe, and I'm definitely going to be recording those episodes. But I just felt that I was living in this moment of stress and a little bit of overwhelm. And like, just, I literally felt like somebody was pulling my one arm and I was pulling the other arm. Like, it was just like this tug of war. And I'm like, I would really like to share this because life isn't always, a straight line. Actually, it's never a straight line. Let's be honest. Never a straight line. There's curves and there's hills and, that's all over the place. And it's learning to move through those curves, like going right and left and up and down gracefully as we can. Sometimes it's not so gracefully. But a big one is our breathing. And like I said, there's tons of techniques. And if that's something you would love to hear more about, please let me know and I can do a whole episode of breathing techniques because I got tons. But today I just wanted to come in and remind you that whatever is happening in your life right now, when you connect to your breath, you connect to the present moment, and then this weight kind of just like lifts and opens and you can breathe more deeply again. Like literally it feels like you can breathe better, right? So when you're connecting to your breath, you're really getting oxygen in and out, but it also connects you to the present moment. And that's all that matters at this moment is the present moment. So like I said before, I had a million things on the go, but now I'm here with you in this present moment, all because I connected to my breath. In and out, in and out. And I shared with you how simple it is. So 3 breaths. So that's what I've been doing before eating, is that before I shove my food in my face, because let's be honest, like I have 2 kids in the dinner table. As beautiful as those moments can be sometimes, they're not always fun. Because then my kids are like, I don't want to eat this. I don't like this. It's like, guys, we just made this and this is what it is. But like, it can get stressful at the dinner table personally. So what I'm finding is just taking a couple deep breaths. Also, I'm just going to share a little secret with you because I just started doing it yesterday because I'm starting to be more mindful eating again, especially around my family where I might be eating stress and frustration. Like when whatever we're feeling is like really what we're eating, and I'm becoming more mindful. So yesterday at the dinner table, my son was having some feelings. I can't remember exactly what, because we have a lot of feelings at our table half the time, or more than half the time. But I just like closed my eyes and took a deep breath in, and I went to a Zen garden. And I was like, guys, I'm just building a Zen garden. I'm just going to go there for a minute. And I just decided, instead of freaking out along with them or feeling their freakouts, like, feeling, I don't even like to use the word freak out, but like feeling their intense emotions, I decided to go inward because that's where peace can be. So just because my world can be chaotic and like just chaos or frustrations because I don't like the food that we've made and all these things, I just went inside. I was just like, I'm just going to go build a Zen garden. And I've started to picture a beautiful Zen garden. And I call it a Zen garden because I just want peace there. So I'm like, you guys, you eat here, and I'm just going to go inward to my Zen garden. Now, obviously, I came back and I ate with them, but I never even left the table, if that makes sense, right? So I'm sitting there going inward. And of course, I acknowledged what my son was feeling. But most of the time, he's just hungry and he needed to eat. We just were probably 10, 15 minutes too late to get him food in front of him first. So I forget what was happening yesterday. Usually they help us set up the table and be a part of supper. But I forget what happened yesterday. But anyways, it was a couple minutes late, clearly. And I just knew he was hungry. He just needed to eat. And so it's like moving through those feelings without feeling them or eating them. So anyways, your breath is so amazing. And just think, we should just be grateful right now for our breath in general, right? It keeps us alive. But it also can keep us centered, at peace, and in the present moment. So give yourself a little hug, maybe do some more deep breathing here, and just honor where you are right now. And just remember that your breath is there for you. Whenever you need a moment, just calm yourself, become center, And maybe you need to build a Zen garden. I'm not sure. Whatever it works for you. But I've started to create, this wonderful place. I even mentioned, there's a light breeze and then my son, because he's cheeky, he was like, oh, but it's a windy or it's rainy. And he had to add his own things in my Zen garden. But the cool thing is it's inside of me, so no one else has control over that. But I thought it was pretty funny that he was trying to mess with my Zen. And he was also like, what does Zen mean? Anyway, so fun conversations at our table. But just know that your breath is there for you. And because I was really centered in my breathing at the dinner table, when my son was trying to push my buttons, because that's what he was doing, I just lovingly was there for him and just was like, it's all good. Anyways, and I just leaned into his sillies, but didn't take it, it lightened the mood too. Anyway, so I hope that makes sense. But so connecting to our breath, connecting to your breath, is just such this beautiful, simple, yet powerful thing you can do for yourself. So whenever you feel overwhelmed or stressed out, just don't forget to breathe. Just take a moment and breathe. And like I said, I've just been really reconnecting to my breath. And the more you use it, the more it just becomes natural and you don't even realize that that's what you're doing. So take a minute today and just reconnect to that breath of yours and thank it for being so amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful for you and for listening and being here today. I just appreciate that you've taken the time for you and to listening here, and just thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you so much. And I hope to talk to you again soon. And if you like this or love this, please share with others. Don't keep this podcast a secret. Thank you again. Take care and bye for now. Have a beautiful day.